We have so many true stories of lions in Africa, but very few of striped feline varieties. Tigers. This is an amazing true story of a tigress called Machli. This beautiful and powerful Bengal tigress, which dominated a prime 350 square mile territory within India's Ranthambore National Park, became a favorite among tourists. Machli was the most photographed tigress on earth. She was like a celebrity, and her image appears in innumerable magazines, newspapers, calendars, and she had been the subject of many documentaries, short films, journals, books, and research papers on wildlife. Tigress, Queen of Ranthambore, Lady of the Lakes, and Crocodile Killer are some of the titles she received during her life. What made Machli unique? Why did people gravitate toward her more than any other tigress, or tigers for that matter? Well, let's find out. The exact date of birth of Machli is not known, but she was spotted in the year 1996 or 1997, and she was one of the cubs in a litter of 3. Machli, literally meaning fish, isn't a weird name for a tigress, isn't it? The reason behind her name, Machli, was the fish-shaped mark on the left ear of her face. Also, she inherited this name from her mother. Machli was the dominant one among the cubs of the litter and learned the hunting skills at a very early age. At the age of 2, which was the year 1999, this ferocious tigress started hunting on her own, thereby showing signs of her separating from her mother. Then once she grew up, she challenged her mother, which she won. She became the queen of Ranthambore Lakes, and that's where she spent the majority of her reign. Machli's fierce determination and distinctive appearance have made her a legend among tigers. Generally, tigresses have 2 or 3 litters in their lifetime, but Machli had 5 litters in a period of 7 years and became the proud mother of 11 cubs, among which 4 were males and 7 were females. It is said that more than half of the tiger population in Ranthambore National Park are the descendants of this legendary tigress. Machli was a fierce cat when it comes to protecting her cubs or safeguarding her territory from other tigers in the vicinity, and she was able to protect all of her litters over and over again. And she did these things on camera. In addition to living much longer than most other wild tigresses, which usually top out around 15 years of age, she lived for 20 years. Despite being a female tigress, she always had a dominating nature and a powerful personality that at times used to overpower even the male tigers. Her fierce fights with male tigers are quite well known, and she gives very good fights to male tigers, who are much bigger in size. Tigers are regularly credited with killing cubs, because just like lions, if the cubs are killed, the female will become ready for breeding. Machli had been known for her sharp hunting skills and impressive strength. Her ferocity was something that she was born with, and one can see that from the series of incidents that have been documented about her. One of these tales was her fight with a 14-foot-long crocodile that even created history. It has been described as a historic encounter by the spectators. When Machli approached a tiger, it played dead, and when Machli walked away and then she turned around to see the tiger, she saw the crocodile swung its tail, then start a feisty battle between a 14-foot crocodile and a powerful tigress. Machli overpowers the massive crocodile using her heavily built frame, apart from twisting the crocodile. Visuals show how Machli grabbed the aquatic reptile by her teeth, causing major injuries to the back of its neck and killing it after an hour-long battle in 2003, making her famous among the wildlife lovers in the world. However, during this fierce fight, she lost her 2 canine teeth, which are considered very important for any wildcat to hunt the prey in the wild. But even after losing the canine teeth, she hunted her prey herself with the newly developed skills, raised her cubs, taught them hunting, and protected her cubs from other male tigers. It was really an amazing courage for a wild animal, which makes an exceptional phenomenon in the wild. That's pretty incredible. Labeled as the most photographed tigress in the world, Machli was not only beautiful, but also a powerful entity who had a strong hold over her territory, which included the Ranthambhore's palace, lakes, and forts. Due to the popularity of the tigress, the Ranthambhore National Park earned around $10 million every year from the wildlife tourists from all over the globe who visited the park, fascinated by the tigress. Amongst the 62 tigers of Ranthambhore, what made Machli so special was her comfort level with the humans, and how she held lensmen in awe of her grace. She was smart too. At times she used to take advantage of the tourist vehicles to stalk and hunt. As she passed her prime and Father Time catches up, Machli, with no canine teeth, becomes this odd predicament of an elderly wild tigress. And so this huge audience of people all over the world who cared for her started a campaign, Do Something Forest Department. It became unbefitting for her to starve to death, because that's what would have happened in nature. The outpouring of international love for her essentially provoked the Forest Department of Rajasthan to feed her. The Forest Department decided to appease all sides, but to care for her by providing food for her. Was this something tourists could watch, a la Jurassic Park? Tourists had access to see the feeding. She was able to kill these animals even though she didn't have canines. Naturally, in a kind of Machli form, she retreated with a lot of dignity, and on 18th August 2016, she passed away in her sleep at the age of 20. She was wrapped in white linen with flower garlands poured all over her body. Though Machli is no more, but the legacy of Machli is roaming around in Ranthambhore forest as she gave birth to numerous cubs. Rest in peace, Machli, the queen of Ranthambhore.